had Jill now for 9 days. Shaking a little bit, but not used to this. One of her favorite things is coloring. You know what coloring means? Coloring. She likes to color. Crayons were awesome. They were amazing. And then Carol, kindergarten teacher, right? She thought it was a good idea to get her some markers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. So we were home alone, the two of us, and she had to have the markers. And then she accidentally made a mark on her hand. Whoops. Then she laughed. And then every time she opened a new marker, it was whoops, whoops, one after the other. And then I realized, it's not by accident. And then it was whoops on my nose, and then we painted my nose black, and then I proceeded to face paint her face, and it was, we were quite amused by it. But Mom and Grandma weren't quite as amused as the two of us. But I think it's on the kindergarten teacher who brought the markers home, right? And they're permanent markers, so that face is permanent. No, I'm kidding. Today's New Year's Eve. Any New Year's resolutions going forward? You don't have to tell me what they are, but anybody planning on making any? Yeah, either you're not, or you're not brave enough to raise your hand. Most people don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't make them anymore either. For one thing, I figure that if something's worth doing, why do you have to wait until the 31st of December to do it at the stroke of midnight, right? If it's something that is valuable in your life, do it when you figure out that it's valuable in your life. And the other reason that people don't make resolutions is because they usually don't work, right? We're all in favor of making these resolutions and changing our life, and maybe changing the life of our family, but often they don't work. And there's a reason that resolutions usually don't work. Usually it's because of things that are happening in our own hearts that are preventing us from changing our life and from moving forward. Okay? I've talked about this many times. But if there's still pain from our childhood, if there's still anger and resentment or guilt that we are carrying, until we have dealt with those things, it's hard to make any outward changes that we're longing to change. Addiction, right? Addiction isn't merely December 31st, January 1st, stroke of midnight, I'm done with it. It doesn't work that way, right? I had two uncles that died of alcoholism, right? And they tried, or at least the one tried over and over and over again. I've had friends who have died from alcoholism, and they've tried over and over and over again. But until we heal what's going on in our hearts, it's very hard for us to move forward. If you haven't made any resolutions, or you're not, if you're at least open to it, let me give you a couple of suggestions. Give more money to No, I'm kidding. Probably the most important thing, a resolution you could make going forward, is trying to understand people in a deeper way. Right? We're not very good at doing that. We always take people at face value. Okay? What they say and what they do, we take it as if it was the Holy Scriptures. Right? And we don't try to understand what is behind what it is they're saying and what it is that they're doing. That's too simplistic. We are called to a deeper understanding of other people. And it's too simple to say, well, they're just no good. They're bad people. They're evil. It's much more compassionate and loving to try to understand what's going on in their heart. Those of us who have great empathy, we can often see what's going on in people's hearts. We can see the pain that people are carrying. And that's really what it is. When you hear somebody say something angry or doing something in their actions that is angry and hurtful. Push that aside. What they're really showing you is the pain that they are carrying in their hearts. And when we can understand that, it's easier for us to accept them and to move forward. Another thing that we could maybe do in the new year is to understand when there's a problem between us and another person, particularly when there's a problem between you and another family member, understand that part of that problem is you. Right? You don't want to hear that, right? It's easier to say that 100% of the problem is the other person. Okay, I'll be generous. 90% is their problem. I'll take 10%. Very generously. That's not the truth. And the books that I've read, that when you want to resolve broken relationships, it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. The resolution has to begin with you, and you have to take a greater responsibility for the broken relationship than you think you deserve to do. But if that relationship, broken, is important enough to you to heal it, then that's what it is you have to do. I could talk about bad habits, giving up bad habits. I'm sure you don't have any. Anybody have? No, I'm kidding. yeah, we all have them from time to time. That's one thing all of us should take a look at. Are we as healthy as we could be? Right? There's such strain. Every day I hear stories about what's happening in emergency rooms and people on wait lists for x-rays and for surgeries. Right? If we all looked after ourselves a little bit better, right? Eating differently and moving more, it would take less pressure off of our healthcare system. Think about that. And lastly, if you're looking for a new resolution, be more generous. Right? Be more generous. And we think by giving more, that's somehow diminishing us. But when we give more, it expands our lives. It expands our hearts by giving more. And you don't have to look too far, right, to see people who are in great need. We're bringing people over. Hopefully it'll happen this year. A large family from Sudan. And hopefully they will be settled here this year. But there are hundreds of millions of refugees around the world. And we in Canada have so much to give. And we often keep it to ourselves. When you pay for your groceries, sometimes they ask, do you want to donate $2 to Street Culture or to something else? And I've always said, no, that's good. Paying too much the way it is. Now I always give. Maybe give more than $2. Programs like Street Culture are helping people, right, who are suffering from addiction. Street people. And if by raising our taxes, oh my God, I said it, right? If by extend our hands to one another and bless the Lord, O my soul.